The report you're looking at right here is my new secret weapon when it comes to building SEO strategy. It's called a new entrants report, and it allows me to see who's starting to rank on my keywords in a given keyword set. I use this report and 2 others to ethically steal SEO strategies that are working for my competitors. And in this video, I'm going to cover all 3 methods. Now, if you come down here, immediately what you can see is this date discovered column. This date discovered column is where all the money is, because every single day, this landscape tracker site curve tracks all the domains that rank on a keyword set. So if a new domain ranks in this keyword set, we notate that and call it a new entrant. And because we're tracking every single day, we can then plot charts like this where it's basically saying, okay, over time, who are the new entrants? And one thing that I love doing every other week, every month at least, is coming in here, checking the date discovered filter, and then setting it to, say, January 1st, usually trailing 90 days, trailing 120 days. And in this case, I'll do January through April 30th. And straight away, you can see all the new entrants that started to rank in this landscape during this time period and when they started ranking. And this data is so valuable because you can use it to inform adjustments to your SEO strategy. What should you be doing from a page structure perspective? Which backlinks should you be building? How should you architect your site? All of these different things are sort of illuminated when you could see, okay, these sites who weren't ranking before now are. Something they're doing is worth taking note of. And again, I'll take a step back. What is a site? What is site curve? What is a landscape tracker? Well, right now we're in the mattress landscape. I have a bunch of different landscapes here that I track every single day across different industries. But if you come to the keyword section here, you can see all the different keywords that we're tracking inside this mattress landscape. Keywords like best sheets for Nectar mattress, sleep number bed review, best mattress for bad back, roughly 1,000 different keywords that are all commercial intent, high competitiveness, and very lucrative if you were to start ranking for them. So I want to track who's winning and losing on these keywords because it will inform how I adjust my strategy and the strategy I advise my clients to do. So if you come to the overview screen here, you can see sort of the different keywords. So you have 1,100, as you know, 2,400 different websites rank on those keywords and are currently ranking inside this landscape. And you can see Reddit, Sleepopolis, Sleep Foundation. These are all the big domains that you've probably heard of before. But again, where the magic is the new entrants report, because I don't care about the big domains. I care about the domains that I've never heard of before that are starting to rank on these keywords that I want to ultimately rank for myself. So that's when you come back into this report and you start doing these filters. So that's the first area I want to talk about. And that's my new entrants approach, because again, who's starting to rank on your keywords will start to inform adjustments you make to your SEO strategy. Now you have 2 options. If you want to take advantage of this, option number 1 is taking a look at the existing landscapes that I have already pre-built on SiteCurve, and we have over 100 different industries already built: mattresses, real estate, commercial fitness, pet insurance, even SEO education. We have personal loans, home warranties, DOI lawyers. Doesn't matter. We have tons of different industries. You can come in, take a look. If you're a member of SiteCurve, you get access to all of these different landscapes straight away. And you would just click into any of these and all the data would load. Option number 2 is you create your own landscape. And that's just as simple as coming up here and go to create a landscape. And then you just name landscape whatever you want. Shane's best landscape, whatever you want, whatever makes sense for you and the theme of keywords you're tracking. You'd come in here, hit add manual, add your keywords. In this case, best bed, we'll do best mattress for bed bugs or for back pain. I got bed bugs on the brain. Desktop would be the device. You could do location. We have over 200,000 different locations we can track and build landscapes off of. Language, English. I believe we support over 200 different languages as well. You just hit add keywords. And there you go. This is a summary screen. You can go back and edit the keywords or move forward and submit this landscape. And when the landscape is submitted, every single day going forward until you delete the landscape, we're going to track all the competitors on those keywords, and then we'll be able to build the new entrants report. If you create your own landscape, I would recommend checking in about 30 days. And then after 30 days, we'll have had enough time to gather enough data to actually make those reports valuable. Because again, it's new entrants. It's people who weren't ranking, but now are. So it takes time to gather that data. If you wanted to immediately start seeing the new entrants that are in different landscapes, different industries, go to Discover Landscape and check out the pre-built landscapes that we have there. Go to that new entrants report and check it out. Method number 2, where you don't have to wait, it's called the leaderboard approach. So I also check this along with a new entrance report pretty much every other week, every week. What I'll do is I'll go to the leaderboards tab here on the left. I'll go to traffic show all. And then here you can see all the domains that are currently ranking in this landscape ordered by traffic. And again, I don't really care too much about the big players, though I do care. I already know they exist. Where I really want to dial it in or really drill into is engaging these filters, and where I set DA to say 50, and then I'll do keywords minimum 30. And then what this is showing me is sites that have a low domain authority or domain rating, DR for Ahrefs, domain authority for Moz, but are ranking for keywords in a given landscape. This is important to me because, again, these are small sites doing well. Therefore, I know it's something about their SEO strategy that's working for them. Now, another thing two things I want to show you while we're here is that up here on the left, you can see where it says organic. If you do a drop down, SiteCurve tracks all the top URLs in all of the search widgets for the keyword set. So in this case, people also ask AI overviews, images, discussions, and forums. All of the different widgets are covered. So if I wanted to see who's number one inside AI overviews, in this case, that match those filters, you see DA 50, keywords 30, only one site, Turmeri, which is interesting because, okay, well, of these sites, the only small site that's winning in AI overviews for this landscape is this site. So I would click, say I wanted to, double click, and I would click these keywords to check it out. I'll do that in a second. But one more thing I want to show you before I get off this screen is that if I go back to organic, and then I engage these filters, what I can see is the different website types, so I can drill into that as well. So if I go e-commerce sites and hit apply, now I'm only looking at the e-commerce sites that are small. And the way that these filters work is that we have an AI classification engine that basically tries to bucket sites by different website types. We also have business models. So it just allows us to drill into different industries and different subsegments very quickly. So I'll go back to all website types. And you can see Turmeri is still ranking very well. So right now, my focus is totally on this site. So what I'll do is I'll click the keywords just to see which keywords they're ranking on. And then I'll scroll over to see which URLs they're ranking on. I'm going to flip this back to estimated traffic just to see. And just really a quick note on estimated traffic. This is estimated traffic for the keyword rankings that inside this landscape, not overall. Because if you were to put Turmeri inside of Ahrefs, which we could do right now just to see, because that's normally what I would do, is I would say, okay, they were flagged as a competitor in SiteCurve for my landscape. Next thing I might do is throw them into Ahrefs to see, at a higher level, what's their SEO strategy, and clearly they are crushing it. So whatever they're doing is definitely worth taking note of. A DR40 with 100K traffic in the mattress industry is phenomenal. And I know because they're competing with some of the biggest sites on the planet. So the fact they're able to do this, I would definitely take a look at their backlinks. I always filter by show best links, and I'll just kind of skim through to see how are they getting their links, from which sites, what's the content that's getting the links. I'll go to their top pages report. I'll just see if there's any kind of themes here. Clearly, they're going hard at blogging. They have their collection pages optimized very well. If you're an e-commerce person watching this, pretty much take notes, because even if you're not in the mattress industry, looking at how somebody's doing in competitive industries such as mattresses and what structure they're going for their pages like this, so valuable to see, which is why we're tracking so many different industries. So I would encourage you to check out the sitecurve.com over here. If you go to sitecurve.com, discover landscapes, check out these different industries and see who's winning and losing in all those different industries to inform your SEO strategy. So we just covered option number one for the leaderboard approach, where it's going to other landscapes and seeing the leaderboards, who has the most traffic in those landscapes, and then setting those filters so you can really drill into small sites doing well. Option number two, again, is create your own landscape. I already covered this. And as soon as your landscape is done, go to that leaderboards tab and then just filter by traffic top to bottom. After those, add those filters, DA less than 50, and you'll be able to see who is dominating in your space with low domain authority, just like we just saw. Now, the third approach that I want to share, a third method, keyword approach. In this case, we're going to jump back into Ahrefs here, go to Keywords Explorer, type in the word best, and then go to matching terms. And then what I want you to do is go to include, type in your industry keyword. So we'll just stay with the mattress theme for here. Just do mattress, and then we'll do lowest DR 50. And then intent, I want to do non-brand, and then I'll set the show results. So what this is going to show me is 1,700 different keywords that have mattress in them that are also best, where there's at least one domain that has a DR of lower than 50. And this is, again, showing me sites, that small sites doing well in my industry, in this case, mattress. The next thing I want you to do is go to export, do include top 10 positions from SERP for each keyword. And I usually do first 1,000 because you don't need all of them. You just need something to sort of directionally point you where there's something interesting. Hit export and then let this load. It'll take a couple of minutes. But once it's done, then we're going to analyze the results from this CSV using pivot tables. And if you're not familiar with how this all works, again, it's taking the top 10 URLs for each keyword, similar to Sitecurve, though more manual. So I'll open this up. And then the first thing I want you to do is come in here, add a column, and then you're going to go back to my sheet that we were just in here. Take this, and then we're going to go to Excel, paste it in there, and then replace this A1 with B2 because we're looking at B2, which is that cell right there. We want to trim that URL to root. And the reason we're doing that is because then we can pivot off of this cell or this column, this data point, which allows us to analyze domains at a higher level. And then I'll also call this the domain column. So if I scroll down or just do that, I'll just drag that all the way down just like that. So now we have this newly added column. I'll highlight it blue just so you can see it. And then what we'll do is pivot table off of this whole table, insert pivot table, okay. And then I will click domain here. So as a row, I'll click keyword as a value and make sure it says count. And then if I scroll down, I'm going to add domain rating as another value and make sure this says min right there, minimum domain rating. And then the last thing I want to do is hit type, put type and filter. Then make sure, hit that drop down, do this, and hit organic. Okay, so now what you're looking at is everything you just pulled from Ahrefs, sort of pivoted off of, summarized at the domain level. So we're seeing how many keywords each of those domains ranked on inside those keywords. So in this case, 47 keywords by Five Little Monkeys bed. And their DR of 35. So that's already catching my eye. But what I'll do before I look at it further is I'll sort by keyword, descending. So now I'm seeing by keyword, keywords ranked. You can see all the domains by keywords ranked top to bottom. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of skim through and highlight anything that's like a lower than DR 50 because I want to see sites that are small but doing well. So I'll just start highlighting these here just like that. Another one here, another one here, one more there, and then that one. So these sites right here, I would look at and analyze. And if I had a site in the mattress e-commerce industry, the mattress affiliate industry, or mattress SaaS industry, looking at these sites to see what they're doing to rank and adjusting my SEO strategy based on it. You know, which backlinks, how is their pages structured? How are they architecting their site? What's the user experience? All of that is informing what I should do. Again, I'm stealing their SEO strategies here, informing what I should do. Now, again, one last thing before I wrap here, just clicking any of these cells, you can double click into all the keywords that we found for this domain. In this case, Turmeri is ranking on 132 different keywords as a DR 40 site. So just going to this site, you can see, best, King mattress protector. This is their page. This is their content. We already saw this. This is the type of site they're running here with their e-commerce. They're showing the products here. So clearly they put a lot of thought into this and it's working like gangbusters. If we go back to the CSV, go back to sheet 1, you can see another site, Viscosoft, DR42, slightly higher authority, ranking on about half the keywords. And, if I'm Viscosoft, and it looks like, Viscosoft is an e-commerce site. If I'm Viscosoft, I'm checking what Turmeri's doing, and I'm probably adjusting my SEO strategy because clearly what they're doing is better than what I'm doing. And if I'm the similar authority as them, there's probably a quick win here by just copying what this site is doing from a UX perspective, from an SEO strategy perspective. And you can see they're also growing. So they're doing some things right, but they are like a fourth the size of Turmeri. And, just putting in Turmeri in here just to see again how fast they grew. Clearly, there's they started around the same time, but clearly Turmeri's SEO strategy is much better than Viscosoft. So that is the keyword approach here. And that's all I got for you in this video. So hopefully this was helpful. This was interesting. Go out, steal SEO strategies. And my next video is going to be actually building SEO strategy from some of these competitor learnings. So I'll talk to you in the next one. Thanks.